is going on, guys? This is DropThisBox, and I hope all of you guys out there are having a fantastic day today. And today I want to talk about Pokemon Sapphire, because Pokemon Sapphire was the second game that I played that came out of the Pokemon franchise, because Pokemon Fire Red, like you guys remember, was my entry into the Pokemon franchise. So after that, it was Pokemon Sapphire, because that was the other game that I had access to around the time when I was first getting into Pokemon. And I just want to go over the fun that I had with Pokemon Sapphire within this video itself, just reflecting back when it came to certain moments that I remember when I was playing this game. There's some things that I don't remember, especially when it comes to like all the Pokemon that I had on my team, besides a select few that I do remember on the top of my head. But this should be a fun video because I always love making videos like this where I'm just sharing my past experiences of games that I played over the years. So let's just hop into that right away. So one of my most vivid memories from Pokemon Sapphire is of course choosing my starter Mudkip. It wasn't just because it looked cute, although that was definitely part of it of course, but also because I felt an instant connection to it. And as the game went on, Mudkip proved to be such a reliable partner. Its water and ground typing made it a powerhouse once it evolved, and it felt like no challenge was too big when it was on my side. Those first battles were a mix of excitement and discovery. I remember testing out different moves and learning how to plan my attacks better with Mudkip. Defeating wild Pokemon to level up was so satisfying, especially when I saw it evolve into Marshtomp for the first time. That moment made me feel like I was making real progress in the game, and it cemented Mudkip as the heart of my team. What made this experience special was how much I relied on Mudkip early on. Whether I was taking on trainers or helping out townspeople in need, I felt like Mudkip was a reflection of my growth as a trainer. I wasn't just playing the game, I was building a bond with my starter, which made every win feel personal. Even when the rest of my team started coming together, Mudkip and later on Swampert, of course, remained my go-to. It became more than just a Pokemon, it was my partner, like I said, and I love that about my adventure in Pokemon Sapphire. And my team in Pokemon Sapphire was of course one of the highlights of my experience. I still remember the excitement of catching Ralts early on. At first, I didn't realize just how strong it would become, but as it evolved into Gardevoir, it quickly became one of my favorites, especially when it comes to one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Watching it take down tough opponents with Psychic felt like a reward for all the time and effort I put into training it. Another standout moment was finding and training a Cacnea, and its unique grass dark typing and quirky design made it a fun addition to my team. It wasn't just a strong battler, it had this charm that made me love using it in battles. And it of course came in clutch once it evolved into Cacturne, of course, especially when I needed a grass type to handle water heavy teams. And then there was Salamence. Catching a Bagon and evolving it into this majestic dragon was one of my proudest accomplishments. It took patience and a lot of grinding, but the payoff was worth it. Salamence became my team's powerhouse, capable of handling anything the game threw at us. Never forget the moment I sent it out in a big battle and watched it dominate the field. Together, this team felt like a reflection of my journey. Each Pokemon brought something unique to the table, and they weren't just tools for battle, they felt like companions I could rely on no matter what. One thing that stands out about my time at Pokemon Sapphire is how challenging some parts of the game were. It wasn't just breezing through, I had to really think about my strategy, especially during gym battles. Norman's gym in particular gave me a run for my money. His Slot King was tough and I had to rely on Gardevoir to outlast it. Winning that battle was such a satisfying moment. The Elite Four was another huge hurdle. I spent hours training my team to make sure they were ready, and even then, it wasn't easy. I remember Salamence being my ace during these battles, especially against Drake, the dragon type specialist. It felt poetic to have a dragon of my own taking down one of the toughest trainers in the game. One of the most memorable challenges was Steven, the champion, which I will definitely make a video on in the future. And his team was so well-rounded that it pushed me to my limits. Swampert, Gardevoir, and Cacturne all played crucial roles in that battle. I'll never forget the adrenaline rush of taking down his Metagross and realizing I'd won. It wasn't just a victory, it was proof of how far my team and I had come. These challenges made the game more than just a casual experience. Every tough battle, every moment of doubt made the victories that much sweeter. It's what made Pokemon Sapphire so rewarding to play. Some of my favorite moments of Pokemon Sapphire weren't about the battles, they were the little things that made the game feel special. I loved spending time fishing, hoping to catch something rare. It wasn't always about the Pokemon I found though, sometimes it was just relaxing to cast a line and see what I could reel in. Another fun memory was watching my Pokemon level up and learn new moves. There's something so satisfying about seeing that level up screen pop up, especially when you know a new move or evolution is coming. Gardevoir's Psychic, Cacturn's Needle Arm, and Salamance's Dragon Claw all felt like big milestones when I finally got them. I also had a blast with the small details, like naming my Pokemon. Giving them nicknames made me feel even closer to them, and it was fun to come up with names that fit their personalities. Even now, I can still remember the nicknames I gave some of them. I think one that definitely comes to mind right now as I'm talking would have to be Athena for my Gardevoir. These little moments added to create a sense of joy that stayed with me throughout the game. It wasn't just about reaching the end, it was about enjoying every step of the journey. And when I think back on Pokemon Sapphire, it's a collection of all of the memories that I made. From choosing Mudkip to building my dream team, every part of the experience felt personal. I didn't just play the game, I lived it throughout. It's the kind of game that stays with you long after you put it down. Even now, I can still picture my team in my head when it came to Gardevoir, Cacturne, Salamence, and of course, Swampert, and probably those other two Pokemon that I cannot remember for the slightest in my head. So I do apologize for those two Pokemon. They weren't just Pokemon, of course, they were part of my journey and they made the game feel special in a way that's hard to put into words. Playing Pokemon Sapphire taught me a lot too. It wasn't just about battling or catching Pokemon, it was about persistence, strategy, and the joy building something from the ground up. It's a game that made me feel proud of what I accomplished, and that's a feeling I'll always treasure. Pokemon Sapphire is more than just a childhood memory for me, it's a reminder of all the fun I had, the lessons I learned, the bond I formed with my team. It's a game I'll always look back at fondly. So this was a very fun video to do, and I'm definitely going to be doing this with a lot of other videos when it comes to Pokemon on the channel, because it just felt really fun to just reflect back on all the memories that I had with Pokemon Sapphire within this video itself. It kind of makes me want to go back and just play Pokemon Sapphire if I can find that game in my house. I know it's somewhere, I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm very curious to see like how my team was around that time, because besides the Pokemon that I mentioned, I'm still scratching my head on the other two that I had on my team. Like, I knew I had some sort of electric type or flying type, I just cannot remember for the slightest because it's been years since I played that game. But again, like I said, I had fun talking about Pokemon Sapphire within this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video too. And speaking of which, if you guys want to share your experience with Pokemon Sapphire, Pokemon Ruby, or even Pokemon Emerald, be sure to let me know down below, because I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on those games. If you guys enjoy the video on the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on my X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All the links to those are located in the description below. Be sure to click on that bell for notifications so you guys are notified whenever I'm dropping a video on the channel. But other than that, I hope all the guys are having a fantastic day, wherever the day may be, if it's the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.